Good stuff. So coming up, we got Cremice versus Neblime. Anybody want to take some bets on Cremice complaining about lag in the alt chat? Sorry, Neb. No, just playing. But Neblime is from Australia, so you know he's a good guy. We did a snack exchange actually.
Ah.
He sent me snacks from Australia. I sent him, you know, a bunch of Twinkies and Sour Patch, disgusting. I sent him diabetes in a box, basically.
Like pork rinds?
Yeah. No, not pork rinds. That would have been a good one. I should have put.
Those are good, man.
Yeah. But anyway, he's a good guy. Always a really helpful player, and actually, is when we talked about people having the changing their IDs or their Discord name, like he's had the same Neblime account since the launch of Remastered, and it's got a lot of games on it. So respect to Neblime. I hope to see good games from him. And Cremice, you said that you knew Cremice, or you had just played him. Yeah, he's a Zerg.
He's a Terran.
A Terran.
Pretty sure.
Oh, we got another TVT. All right, we got another TVT. Cool, man. We have like intensive matchup focus, but that's okay.
Now, I have a question. Did he send you, like, there's this brown stuff that they put on toast?
Yes,
It's
Vegemite.
horrible.
Yes, I've eaten it. I tried it.
I had it once at somebody's house who was, like, Australian, and, like, it's the nastiest thing in the world.
Yeah, I think they're all, like, brainwashed or something. There must be some kind of, like, marketing campaign, because it was pretty, to describe it as kind of like...
It's like yeasty. I don't know.
Yes, it's made from yeast, but it's like, imagine, I don't know, molasses or something like went bad, you know, like imagine it made my mouth and my body do the same kind of reaction of like
Get
when you eat
or
spoiled food. Yeah, like when your body's like, that's gross, don't eat that. Like that's what it was like. So but it's apparently full of healthy B vitamins and minerals and stuff. So yeah, hopefully Neblime had his Vegemite before this one, because he's going up against Cremice here. Neb opting to put that first depot in the corner. Cremice doing kind of a similar thing symmetrically in the bottom right. Now on Polaris, we talked already about the TVT, the idea of that third gas, but we didn't get to really see that fleshed out because of the proxy from Pofka in the last series. So we'll see what kind of steps these players take next. Gas already for Cremice, not yet for Neb. Barracks?
Yeah, I mean, to be brutally
That's
honest.
gas first, right?
Yeah.
For Cremice.
Proxy, maybe. We'll see. I don't know.
Were you about to be brutally honest about Vegemite?
I was brutally honest. My TVT early game build knowledge is not quite.
Yeah.
It's not 100%.
Yeah, I think that you're gonna take the gas first so that you can make a factory as soon as possible. Perhaps that's gonna lead to like 2 factory quickly or faster starport, but Neb is definitely a highly cerebral player. He's been casting a lot too. Make sure you go check out some of his casting. He's been paired up with Cronus and just, you know, thrown his hat into the foray, and that's just really great. Like for you and I, it's kind of nice because we've got all these other casters, because we casted a lot last season, and the interest is just continues to grow. So shout outs to all the CPL members, shout outs to the, you know, Peace on Snipe. I mean, it's getting hyper and hyper, and I'm just excited to see what goes on. Neblime scouts to gas, by the way. Any reflections for you while we have a brief moment here? Like, what do you think about CPL and its growth?
I think it is really amazing, and I think a lot of that is owed to the vision of Paisan and Snipe.
Yeah.
Bring this back. So I think it's super cool that they had this idea and they pushed through this, putting a lot of work into this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the growth is really cool as well. I think CPL is, you know, it is low level, but in my opinion, it's probably one of the biggest events for the foreign scene, just because it's bringing so many people in from StarCraft 2 or other places.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's really growing the community. I think if the foreign community is going to get bigger, it's going to grow. then
Right.
I think CPL is going to be one of the things that people point to as the catalyst for its growth.
I think you're onto something there because, you know, last season there was just enough exposure through other channels, you know, through the Foreign Brood War Discord and that whole crew, that like this season 3 grew with hype. And I know that like whenever someone's in my stream chat, whenever somebody tunes in, like, what's going on? Is this a league? Like, I instantly have a conversion. I try to be like, yo, here's a Discord link. Hey, go to the sign up thread, etc., etc. So anybody who's ever,
Hi, I'd like to talk to you about CPL.
yeah, if I could go door to door and be like, yo, you play video games, I would, but I don't want to like end up getting shot in New Jersey or something. So
Yeah, don't do it in.
it was
Camden.
2 factory, actually 3 factory now for Cremice against Neblime's 1 and a starport. So this is crazy because, you know, I feel like TVT, you've got a lot of open possibilities. And yes, it can come down to micro, but you can also carve out styles. In ZVZ, I guess it's almost like, are you a pool first guy or are you a hatch first guy? But it seems like in TVT, there's a lot of flexibility here. So it's cool to get to see different players make different decisions on the same map. Vultures for Cremice, moving northbound. And Neblime's got his expo up. Cremice still kind of heading for that early units. I don't see a CC started. And God bless America. What's the hotkey for the resources? What have I done?
Oh, it's A, I think.
It's
or
A.
E?
It is A. It's A. There we go. A hides everything and turns everything back on. Okay, that works for me. God.
Yeah. So
Oh, I haven't cast it since last season. Thank you, Gorg.
no problem. Basically, we're seeing the same thing that we saw with the Joe and Pofke series. Is that Cremice is going for vultures, and right now he's getting some SEV kills down. He's got, I don't know, maybe 7 there, 6, something like that.
Yep. And,
So that's nice.
and you know what? The way that Neb has sort of SimCity'd his natural here, I wouldn't be surprised if he was privy to, or at least expecting.
Ooh, the mines!
The mine
No.
connection.
No.
God.
Not quite.
Didn't quite do it. Oh, and look at Neb. He lifts his barret because he knows there's additional mines in the back, and he doesn't want to trigger them by moving his tanks around the edge. Good shit, Neblime. Well played. Well played. By the way, Intact, you're not going to troll me, man. It's not going to happen. Mines being laid outside. That's going to be a little bit annoying for Neb eventually when he wants to move out. But good hold there. You know, just maybe the difference between looking at the different tiers of play. As you identified, it was a similar kind of vulture timing. Not a timing, I guess, but an early vulture style. And Neblime with the optimal SimCity tank positioning on the ramp was not too much of a threat against him. So good shit from Neblime so far. And Cremice is expanding behind him.
And there's 1 Wraith out from Neblime. So that's going to get a couple SCV kills. It's up to 2 now. Going to be 3. Going to be shutting down the production facilities. Delayed the CC a little bit. We've got engineering bay almost up, so he's going to get turrets.
Yeah.
But still, being annoying, getting a couple SCV kills. Kind of getting back into parity on SCVs since he lost a few.
Yeah, for sure.
But here's the thing that we saw from, Joe too, is that when you commit to heavy vulture in the beginning, your tank count is definitely delayed. I mean, obviously, right?
Right.
So that means that I feel like tanks are kind of the catalyst in TVT. I've said that word too much, but
I know what
it's
you
like
mean.
if you have enough tanks, then you can win. It's like tanks kind of define a push. Vultures are throwaway units, and they don't cost any gas.
Right.
Tanks are what's going to win you a game.
Yeah, for sure. In the TVT equals chess analogy, it's kind of like if you have pawns that control the central area, your other specialty pieces, bishops, rooks, knights, etc., can make things happen around the edges, but you still need good pawn setups and structures. Pawn structures to the middle is what makes good chess, right? So I like to extend that chess analogy because, again, the openers, you get to kind of do your opener how you want, get to see the other opponent's opener, and alas, here we are. Now, denying that CC at the natural for Cremice is pretty good. We've got some mine connections over at Neblime's natural, so he's trying to move out himself, but the Wraiths are just getting it done against a Terran that doesn't have any Goliaths in the field. The first Goliaths are coming out now. Is Neb gonna... Does he have Cloak? I don't think he does. He probably would have cloaked, but he's gonna get out of dodge with his other Wraith there. Very good harass of delaying that natural.
And this is huge here. Neblime is up about 20 supply, and a lot of that is due to Neblime getting a ton of work done with his Wraiths. He's up to, he has 4 now. They're still alive, kept him alive. He's delayed a lot of turrets from going up. I mean, looks like I think 3 there that got canceled. The Goliaths were late, and he lost a tank additionally up on that kind of plateau at the what's it called?
Kind of like
10 o'clock.
Yeah, that upper 10 position. Yeah.
So Neblime, he can even just take a 3rd here and be fine. We'll
Right.
see. He might want to try to punish this, but Neblime's in a great position. Cremice is going to bleed another tank here.
Oh, nice. Good pick off. Man, I feel like you could submit my observing to some kind of like kill the cameraman subreddit because I've missed like 5 moments. I have
dude,
not observed a TVT in a while. You know, I feel like with the Zerg in the game, I'm going to have my focus on it. But you know what? First cast back in a while. First CPL 3 cast. It's great to be here, man. Thank you for joining me, Gorg. I really appreciate this for sure.
No problem, man.
Dude,
Okay,
the
these...
race. Ugh, turret shot. Ah. Oh, but they find a little gap. Oh, that gap. And that's problematic. Cremice needs to react. He's not reacting. What's he doing instead? Micro at the front, I guess?
What he's deciding to do is just bleed units is what he's doing here.
Jeez, he's still not pulling in any of his boys from the natural. Where is his focus right now?
Goliath is back. Doesn't get the injured Wraith, so 2 will escape.
Yeah. Bummer, dude. That's a capital B bummer.
Yeah.
Dude, such good work from Neblime. Neblime's Wraiths have gotten a lot done for him this game. I feel like when Wraiths are killing SCVs and you just know that he's got no answer for the next period of time that you're going to just kill these SCVs, I feel like Terran players, they just cackle. They just like villains are just like, ha, I know you can't do anything. And Neblime is, whatever cackling is in Australian, I think that's what he's doing right now.
You know what? I just want to make an observation here.
Yeah.
I feel like Australian Brood War players are really smart.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, okay, I only know like 4, but still,
Yeah.
it's a small sample size.
I know 3. You're right. Neblime's one of them, and very cerebral thinker of the game. And also, look out, everybody, for Chill. Mr. Chill, he's a Protoss player. By the way, the Wraiths are just zapping away. Oh, is he gonna up the turret? Nice control. Anyway, Chill is a former like Warcraft 3 Ghost who's learning Brood War, and he's like one of my ZVP practice partners. And it seems like we have epic games every time, and he's really on the come up here. So I think he's in tier 3 right now by MMR. Well, I think he's like 1400, but look out for Chill, another Australian player who, you're right, they just, those Aussies, man, I don't know, it must be in the water. Must be in the Vegemite. It's in the Vegemite, that's right.
Not the same thing. You know, sorry, just tangent, but what did the Warcraft player, what did Chill play in the
He
Warcraft?
was undead. He's an undead
Okay.
player. Yeah. Which is actually a very cerebral race in Warcraft 3, too. So,
Yeah.
I don't know if you played a lot of War 3, but I
Put a little Night Elf.
You were Night Elf. I was Night Elf, too. Oh, my God. And I'm in New Jersey. Oh, my God, we have so much in common. Wow, go out with me, Gorg.
So,
Can I be your
Cremice-
probe queen?
Sure.
Nice.
Okay, what is Cremice building? Okay, Cremice is trying to take that, the bottom corner there, the double
That
gas
double gas,
base.
yeah. Could be a significant boost, actually, to his income if he has the factories up and running to supplement that boost of gas mining, and perhaps a good way for him to come back in the tank count overall, considering that these Wraiths are just flying around like just menaces, dude. Like a murder of crows. Just killing it out here.
Not a thing, but
A murder of crows.
The plural. Okay.
Didn't you know? That's like every English teacher's like thing. Like when you talk about plural group nouns, a murder of crows. A group of crows is called a murder. And I don't know if it has any kind of like. I learned that in an Edgar Allan Poe unit in like sophomore year. Shout outs to Mrs. Zedar, by the way, if you're watching. You were a great teacher. So anyway.
I mean,
Dude,
English teachers, they gotta capitalize on like the 4 things that are fun about English, I guess. So.
Can I tell you, I was an English teacher
Okay.
for a year, and then I did Spanish. But you're talking to one, bro. So watch your mouth. Watch your mouth, Gord. I'll flunk you right out of this stream. Okay, I'll give you an F.
Do you think I'm unjust in my analysis?
No, I much prefer teaching Spanish. It's like you get to sit, do songs and games, and that's way better. Don't have to grade essays. It's great. Still, this is kind of looking like a longer TVT here. I don't see this really coming to a conclusion really soon unless these race... Oh, I gotta hide the observe thing. Cloak race down at the bottom left. Ah, God. Every time you hear that SCV pop, oh, but he scans, but the Goliaths are getting blocked a little bit by the gas mining SCVs. The Goliaths are trying to get his another scan down. But does he even have enough? Like, I just don't think that he's got enough to take out Neblime's race down here. Finding all the little tricky little gaps that he can. Neblime now focusing on the CC in the bottom left. Looking dire. He's got to get anti-air over here or something. Or this is going south real fast. Meanwhile, a couple tanks. He just brings a few tanks in here to kind of be annoying and block incoming. See, that's that smart Australian shit. Any kind of like Goliath here to come help reinforce and defend the race. He's brought a few units down, some tanks to kind of cut that reinforcement path while the race are doing their thing. Way to go, Neblime. Very good plays. And yeah, good stuff.
And look at the split. I mean, it's 150 to 70 here.
Yeah,
this
looking rough,
GG.
man. Looking rough. Cremice is desperately trying to build turrets. But I just feel like now Neb just needs like a round or two of production, and then he just kind of goes down the throat. In fact, he's thinking that right now too, moving these group of mech through the middle. A lot of mines here that Cremice is trying to clear. I don't think he even realizes exactly. Well,
oh, great mines.
great mine connection. Wow.
There's only one Goliath here, and now these tanks are dead.
Okay.
GG.
GG. Wow, dude. Neblime's race. That was that was well played, keeping those alive throughout the game, and you know, it's kind of the hallmark of a pretty good player that they don't give up on investments. They try to make them work, because there was a few times that he got sort of swatted away. You know, Goliath came out, turret coverage improved, scans, etc. But he just kind of continued to keep those units relevant throughout the game, and then in the bottom left finds the right gap to really hit Cremice at a time when Neblime knew that he was weak, and then simultaneously cutting off that reinforcing path, which, you know, at the time I was struggling to describe because my mind was blown by Neblime's Gosu positioning. But very good stuff from those two players.
Yeah.
Dude, I love how I'm on my Cinco de Pulo account.
Yeah, the person just calling people out for having different. Okay, you don't
no,
play
that's
on it.
my. I don't know. Well, I play on it. See. Yo juego de Cinco de Pulo.
Don't know if you're playing by the rules of your own game there, Chess.
It's my alter ego. Where
I mean,
after a rough night of getting sniped by Endymion, I hop on and 5-pool everybody. Look out.
I've stuck with Probe King through a couple MMR drops. I'm pretty committed to it now.
That's pretty.
How many games I got? Like 170, something like that. So
yeah,
115.
Yeah.
My bad.
Props to you, man. Props to you. One day I'll tell you, I'll stream snipe you, and I'll be Probe Queen, and
I stream sniped
for the.
Cronus. Well, it was accidental. I wasn't actually trying to.
Wait, what? You stream snipe Cronus?
I didn't. I should say I queued him when he was streaming once, and I did proxy cannons on Heartbreak Ridge.
Oh god. Actually, I think I watched that game. Actually, I think I was actually watching.
It was funny.
Yeah. You know, it's all in good fun, man. It's all in good fun. Let's hop into game 2. On circuit, so Cremice again choosing the circuit. It's like a deja vu, but at a tier 1 level.
Yeah.
Cremice and Neb in the bottom corners. Neb, the purple Terran. Cremice in the white Terran here. So, last time, again, we saw a Wraith opening from Pavka. We saw Joe expanding more rapidly, sort of taking advantage of the rush distances on the map and expanding in kind of an optimal pattern. And Pavka did get down that mineral third forever. And I was like getting upset. Like I was getting
Oh, dude,
mad.
you gotta change overlay, man.
Oh god, the overlay.
No problem. So I think with this map, we're probably going to see the 3 and 9 o'clock get taken.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm like overly conscious of my grammar now that I know you're an English
You know,
teacher.
you're with a grammarian. Yeah. No, don't sweat it.
Do you like silently judge everyone that you know doesn't have good grammar?
No, but you know how it manifests is now I'm not in child education anymore. I do adult ed in hospitals. Software training. It's honestly not as exciting, but I take forever to write emails. Like I will reread it. I will draft an like people write emails, shoot it off. Like I'll reread it like 5 times, and I swear, I swear to God, like I'll reword it and I'll be like, this is just some low-level confirmation to a meeting or something. Like what am I doing? So there's like pros and cons, but I'm trying to think of what bothers me. I have one. People who say the word irregardless. Irregardless of the fact that he went race, he's still gonna be like irregardless. That's one. It's not really a word. And then 2.
What do you mean? It's not regardless.
What? No, you just are saying regardless.
Interesting. Okay.
Just the word is regardless. I don't know how this.
That's true. It's kind of a redundancy.
Yeah, it's like a weird prefix that doesn't just say regardless. There's no irregardless, not a thing.
All right, I'll be sure to use that 10 times more now.
No. Okay, regardless of the fact that you're planning to do that, I'm gonna forgive you, Gore, because you're a nice guy. I appreciate it. Moving on. That was gas first from Cremice, by the way. That's again same build, right? He did gas first on the last one. We saw him attempt that vulture attack. Neb with the scout though, but also Cremice with the scout as well. So curious to see, that series play, the mindset game 1 to game 2. What's really going through their minds? Very similar approaches so far. Get away, scout.
Okay, Paisan asked you, does inflammable means inflammable means flammable?
Different. That's a different prefix, and not quite the same. I don't know where irregardless really came from, but I think it was from like somebody who's like trying to be like annoyed when they say the word regardless, because they'll say it, but they're just meaning regardless. They'll be like irregardless of the fact that blah blah blah, and it's just like, dude. Regardless of the fact, like I don't know, that's the one. I could come up with some other examples, I think, but like there's just a few people who say etc, and the Latin screw ups, it's etc, and also people,
I say that all the time, etc.
No, it's etc. It's
etc.
Yeah, it comes from the Latin, which means and so forth, or something like that. And then there's people who do mix up EG and IE. For example, or yeah, do you know what I mean?
I do, but I use them interchangeably.
No.
I use EG. What's the difference though?
EG means for example. So like you're giving an example of the thing that you were just talking about, like a good unit for Terran. Or, let me think. There's a lot of good builds for Terran. E.g., 2-port Wraith. That's an example of a thing. You could say, IE means more like, such as. Like, or that is, like a clarifying statement. Like, God, you put me on the spot.
Not really sound exactly the same to me.
No. They're not the same.
Okay.
God, you put me on the spot when I'm trying to guess. Like, you could say... You know what? You say something while I think. How about that? Talk about the game, and I'm
Okay.
going to come up with something.
So, Cremice went for the gas first. So he's got 2 port, but he's going Wraith. So he's doing that same style he did last time. He's going for Wraith, speed and mines. He's going to get map control. And we'll see if he's going to try to dive in and maybe get some SCVs. Neblime, Siege Tank will be done most likely by then, but the Vultures can still come in and get a few SCVs. This time, Neblime, he's probably going to have 2 tanks out by then, so I think the timing for Cremice to do damage with the Vultures, unlike Polaris, the ramp isn't quite as weird, so the Vultures is going to be more of a risk to dive in.
Okay. Yeah, I get you.
All right, Professor.
Okay, so EG, I've done a... EG means, for example, and IE is like, in other words. So it's like a restatement.
Okay.
You could say that, like, oh, Cremice, in the last game, he did a really aggressive build, i.e., he was trying to kill Neblime. In other words, or clarifying on that, or he was really trying to do this. So it just means another way to put it. But EG is a specific example, you know, like there's a lot of aggressive builds that you can choose from. EG, 2-port Wraith with Cloak. Does that make sense? You just gotta Google
50%.
it. Man. Just go
okay.
Google it.
Anyways, okay, I get it. I'll still use it wrong, but at least I'll be conscious that I'm using it wrong. Accidentally.
Yeah.
So Neblime, he's going for a faster upgrade, so his +1 is going to be done about 50% quicker. I.e., he's going to be able to attack Cremice with a +1 timing if he
there
wants
you go.
to. Yeah.
Yes. It's like saying in other words, or, you know, so to say, blah, blah, blah. There you go, man. Wow. We are really, like, delivering on the...
Whoa.
How did that mine not kill that Marine?
Neblime's mine sniping is really good.
Did you see that?
EG.
Oh.
Okay. Nah, it just failed. I was going to do something cool, but he
Nice
failed with
try,
that Marine. He
dude.
sniped at least 3 mines with that Marine, though. That was
Yeah.
pretty sick.
Oh, got another one. And a... Oh, man. Wow. Neb is putting on a clinic right now, unafraid to walk through the minefield. Dude, Neblime's like one of those monkeys that they did in Vietnam or whatever, clearing out the minefield.
Yeah.
Heard it here first, guys. Neblime is like one of those monkeys in Vietnam.
I'm just going to leave it at that.
I read some fucked up articles about shit that went down in Vietnam. That shit was fucked up. Anyway.
Dude, that was pretty intense.
A lot of mines out here now for both play. Well, sorry, a lot of mines for Cremice, and they both have their naturals kind of established. Let's look at the production. Now, Neb not going the Wraith route. He's only got the 1 starport. With the 1 port, like, why is he adding on control tower just to be able to get upgrades?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. He could go for a drop. Possible.
Could go for a drop. Yeah.
Now, one thing here, Neblime is going for the 3rd CC. He's building it, so he's probably going to float it down to the mineral only. Whereas Cremice is taking the 3 o'clock. So I gotta say that I feel like that's a better call from Cremice.
Yeah.
I like that a bit more because you get that gas, and it's a little bit easier to defend. Whereas Neblime, it's more pushable. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We could get late in the game though. That means Neblime could take the 6 as well, because once you're defending that mineral only, it's easier to kind of defend that. The 6.
I mean,
possible.
convention always says like you should expand away from your opponent. And good little run by here. Is he gonna get a lot of CVs? He got a couple. He got a few. 4 or 5 or so. Okay. All right.
There's a lot of vultures though.
It was sort of like a scouting expedition that turned into a run by, right? And yeah, he lost some vultures, but now he knows. Oh, and he's going for the drop. Neblime loading up that dropship right here. So, this could be kind of devastating to Cremice. Yikes! Let's see where he decides to drop. Cremice is now. Cremice is exploring every crevice of the map, heading to the top left, making sure Neb's not sneaking anything around over there. And you had thought that Neb was
Oh,
gonna...
did that scan hit the drop?
I think it did.
Yeah,
I
pretty
think it
sure.
did. Yeah, like, we thought... Oh, and the vultures see it for sure. 100%.
Okay.
So, yeah, so this drop...
I do not understand. Okay, now I kind of get it. But still, it looked weird that he was sending it to the 3, and
Yeah.
then... Oh, sorry, the 9. And
then kind of does like a diversionary
Yeah, he waffles.
route. Like a little bit unlucky for Neblime that scan and the vultures happened at the same kind of pathway, right where his drop was coming. Cremice
Now-
should be prepared for this, and Neb went for that 9 o'clock instead of floating to the minerals. So, oh, the drop is getting in. He's going right on top of tanks.
wow, it's getting shut down.
Yeah, he sort of selectively tried to drop and draw some
He's
fire.
going to lose that deep dropship, though, as well.
Yeah.
And now this is huge. Okay, there's actually vultures in the main, though. They're mining up. And this could be huge.
Dude, did he just run by? He just like ran by? Or what? How did he... Is there a second
guess.
drop? I guess there was a second drop.
No, you couldn't have run by. There's like 20
yeah.
tanks.
Okay, kill the cameraman, I guess. Another drop from Neb. Oh, wow. Australians. Too good. Can't even observe them. But it's cleaned up as well. Good voice pulling from Cremice.
No, this is huge. Cremice is up an upgrade. Neblime has +2 about halfway done, and Cremice doesn't even have +1 attack.
Yeah.
So if Neblime attacks now, he's going to have a quite heavy advantage. Although he's down in supply. No, sorry, he's up in supply. Never mind, I'm reading them wrong.
Right. Like, this is kind of a tense situation right now. Both players sort of feeling each other out. Like, okay, Cremice is thinking, that's what you tried to throw at me. Neblime is thinking, oh, I got some damage done. Maybe now this is the time. I wonder about the expansion pattern. If I could do like a post-game interview with Neblime, like, did he mean to go to the 9, or did he reactively go to the 9 after discovering that Cremice went to the 3, wanting to split the map a little bit more symmetrically? Who's to say? We got to get Neb in the call, man. But still, good TVT
Yeah.
so far.
I think expanding to the 9 is 100% the right call. But you can still take that mineral-only third later in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing. I think this game, the upgrade advantage is probably the only huge thing. Neblime's macro's been a bit better. We could see this game develop into a longer trench warfare game.
Yeah.
It's very possible. The crucial thing is, can Cremice go beyond that 4 base? Can he expand up top? And Neblime has vultures up there. He's got that area locked down. That's going to become a turning point where Cremice is going to have to commit some army to go up there and secure it. And
Right.
he doesn't leave himself too vulnerable at the bottom. And Neblime is being very smart with his army control. He has vultures all over the place. Tanks. I mean, they're anywhere Cremice expand, Neblime's going to know.
Yeah, and if you just switch to Neblime's vision real quick, you get to see how nice all those spider mines are kind of revealing stuff. Even he's got mines up in Cremice's main. And seeing things like the science facility go down, and just little touches from Neblime that are giving him a bit of an edge here. But that's not to underrate our white Terran Cremice, who's got a dropship of his own, saying, I'll give you a taste of your own Vegemite, Mr. Neblime. Dude,
Yeah.
I ate a spoonful, actually. It was completely nasty. Okay, I shouldn't say a spoonful.
It's bad.
I put like a dime-sized amount on a spoon, and it was hard to even finish just that.
It's bad,
terrible.
for sure.
Okay, so what kind of happens next from here? You know, I'm thinking upgrades, very important. Is it really about securing the next minerals? Is it like a race to secure bases? Do you ever really want to make a risky move and move forward?
Well, the way Neblime's played this is now it's going to be Cremice who's going to have to make a move to try to secure additional bases. And he's going to have to attack in somewhere. Upgrades are key as well. I'm going to get this wrong, but some Terran in the chat can correct me. But I'm pretty sure that +2 means that you can 2-shot a tank. So Neblime has that, and Cremice doesn't. And it looks like Cremice is actually getting vehicle plating. Okay.
Going for
I
the
think that's-
armor.
Sorry, armor. Yeah.
Yeah, well, plating. I mean,
Oh,
like,
God, sorry.
like it's just like, is that? How many armories do we got here? I've got. Is it just the one? Oh, mine's going off a little bit right now. Okay, Cremice is mining up himself, making sure he doesn't get dropped. Is that a
And
second?
Neblime is taking the 6 as well. And that's what I was talking about earlier, is that in this position, if you take this area here, Neblime can totally take this 6, and he also secures additionally by doing that mineral only expansion.
Yeah. This kind of diversion from the pure symmetry of a split map could pay dividends. Now, Cremice has got to either see what's going on here, drop it, maybe deny it somehow, some way, or pull off a maneuver of his own. I have noticed that he's made 2 dropships that are basically idle right now at Cremice's rally point. I'd like to see him get a little bit more involved and just kind of poke and prod. A theme seems to be that Neblime's very active, and Neblime is moving, Neblime is poking and prodding and not afraid to move around, but this could sort of kind of be a good engage here. A lot of vultures moving in towards Cremice's tank line, in addition to a drop from behind the scenes. I don't know if this is ill-advised actually for Neb, because he seemed to trade and not have that drop synced up with what he wanted to time out with the vulture flanking around there too. So Cremice is cleaning up here and moving tanks forward and moving vultures forward. So blood in the water a little bit. Not like it's just a blow. It's just a blow for Cremice, right? He's now advancing forward.
I mean, I am pretty shocked that when the Neblime attacked, it went that poorly for him. I mean, that was horrible. He lost like 40 supply to Cremice's 20. And now Cremice is knocking on the door of the 9 o'clock.
And he's got his own dropships here, but there's nothing in those dropships. He's just sort of brought them along, maybe for some cheeky micro or something like that. But it seems to be like a bit of a house of cards scenario for Neb. Like, he attempted one maneuver that went south, and now look what's going on. Oh my
SCVs.
God. The SCV destruction is just that sound effect of the dying. Jeez.
And this is the thing here with circuit breakers, is once you if you lose a fight in the middle of the map, then Terran, or it works both ways, TVT and TVP, then if Terran can easily threaten the bases that are on these corners. So that's huge. Now Cremice lost a ton of SCVs, and I don't think Neblime lost a ton of SCVs. I don't think Neblime is going to be able to produce enough to come back. Losing that base and all his SCVs is massive.
Dude, and vultures up in the top left, basically gonna shut down this base, because there's no way that Neb can get army up there in a reasonable fashion when Cremice has sort of his foot down in the middle of the map. So another win for Cremice here, and what seemed to be such a stable situation for Neblime has gone south, but he's got a big drop. A Doom drop's going the other way. Oh, but there's turrets and there's mines and there's units ready, and Cremice is main, and the Doom drop's gonna try to go in. Neblime's gonna try to find a drop. He's gotta hit D-click, 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 D-click. Drop your stuff.
Oh, so many mines there.
The mine connections, the C-chain connections. Oh, it's no good. Oh, Neblime. Oh no. Oh
man,
no.
I gotta say, man, I love you, Neblime, but really feel like this was a massive throw from him. I mean, he had an upgrade lead in that fight, and he was up in supply a bit. Or it was pretty close, but he had an upgrade lead, and just kind of threw it away there.
Damn.
Normally, when you have an upgrade lead in TVT, it usually means you can attack pretty confidently, but then losing that, just rough.
Yeah.
That's how TVT can go sometimes.
Yeah, that really felt sort of like a last-ditch effort reaction to losing the 9, and then the vultures in the top left. That Doom drop was not long for this world, and I would have been like, skirt. Okay, I see the turrets, like I'm just not gonna drop it, but you know, Aussies, sometimes they're a stubborn bunch. He said, I'm gonna try to fucking drop anyway. So, alas, here we are.
And the saving grace for Neblime is that at least he has the 6 o'clock, and Cremice's spending's been really bad. He's been banking a ton, and he hasn't gotten a 4th yet. So as long as this 6 o'clock stands, Neblime's got an outside chance here.
Yeah, he's got an outside chance. Cremice is gonna have to do sort of like Pofka.
Very poor.
Yeah, he could be macroing a bit better, for sure. He's got a few of his factories that have like a lot of stuff queued up. He honestly just needs more factories for 3 base, 3 gas. Like, how many do we see here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 factories. I'd like to see it kind of go up to like maybe 10-ish or more on 3 gas and 3 base, but he's gonna have a similar situation as far as denying the mine that's blocking his next expansion here, and that is a good move for Neb. At least he keeps tabs on it in a vision sense, but God, it feels bad when you have something go so bad for you so quickly. What do you think he's thinking? What does he got to do?
Well, you know what? Look at Neblime's minerals. He's macroing really hard, not making sure not to miss a cycle. He actually kept the CC alive in that top corner, so that's a big win. He's got +3 attack too against only +1 of Cremice.
Yeah.
And look, the supplies are closing. That just shows you the bank of Cremice. He's not spending. He needs more factories. Yeah, he really needs more factories.
Yeah.
And like, sure, Neblime threw those fights, and Cremice took a huge dent in Neblime's economies. But look at this. He's securing the top corner there. He's got tanks up there already. The way TVT goes, when you got tanks up there, it's almost like lurkers on a ramp in TVZ. Get a bunch of tanks up there, and Goliath's, that base is pretty much locked down.
Yep.
So Neblime is playing this so intelligently, and there's definitely a way back in for him.
I think he can find his way, and that was a nice move there, loading up those dropships to use them simply as a little bit of a public transit. Get those boys up there in the top left. As you can see, exactly, those tanks are denying a vulture harass in the top left base there. So, Stormchito, thank you for the follow. Hey, appreciate it, man. Now, more dropships. Is this just to continue reinforcing up here? I feel like... Oh, and... mines are cleared for Cremice over there. Another scan now from Neb. Sees the SCVs. Wait, Cremice is lifting? Is he just going to move it? Okay, he's just moving. He says, I need optimal mining. Even though I'm floating 3K, I need optimal mining. Neblime is coming in here with 4 dropships. I think they're going to go for attack on those upper bases. And there's not much up there. There's 2 vultures. He's just throwing down his turrets now. Cremice could definitely lose quite a few SCVs, and his SCV count's been low. Yeah, this could spell doom. Oh, those turrets building in the vans. Nice drop from Neblime. And he scanned it out. He knew about the mines, and then he scans it again to confirm what's really there. And then within 30 seconds, he's got a drop here. Fully loaded, and that CC is not long to this Earth, or this space planet world, wherever we are. Circuit breaker. Yeah.
Oh, Cremice is attacking in. Actually, Neblime on siege for just a second. There's medevacs coming in here, throwing down tanks.
Damn.
I think, Cremice is going to break this position here. 2-1 is out, so those tanks will get 2-shotted. And now he's going to lose all these SCVs in this base. But he's already got mining on the top, and Cremice is not mining a ton at all because that base got shut down by the drop. So, kind of, tit for tat here. Cremice lost that upper base, but...
tit for tat, at least in the engagement sense, but with Neb in the top left and that position pretty well defended, I have to now tick kind of back into Neb for right now, but we'll see how much more Cremice can sort of get done.
The issue is supply. Look, it's 180 to 120. You can be in a great position, but if you don't have an army, he's going to shut down
spread too thin. Yeah. Yikes.
There's so much supply up here defending that mining base and the drop. Like, it was a sick drop, but he brought back those 4 dropships without moving the troops.
Right.
Big mistake. He could even go on into the 3 o'clock position. If he went into 3 o'clock with that drop, that would be game-ending damage in my opinion, because he's barely mining anything else.
Yeah, dude, bring the troops home. That's what I say.
Or, attack into the 3, because look, there's nothing there. There's 1 turret.
I'm a pacifist. Anyway, so... you're right. That his supply is sort of scattered around the map into areas that were meaningful about a couple of minutes ago, and now are a little bit less meaningful in terms of his own defense. Attempting a drop flank here, some cheeky drops and pick up micro here. Are the Goliaths gonna snipe and these drops on the way out? Ugh, there's one that's like 1 hit. Oh, and it's gonna get away. Now it's suddenly...
funny, that science facility, man, blocking for those dropships.
Yes, it kind of like bugged out an A click, I think, from Cremice's Goliath there. So a little bit of a recon mission for Cremice, knowing that Neb has the top left, but a single tank and a single Goliath are not going to really do it. So it's more a bit of a recon mission. However, Neb really Oh, he's got all these SCVs at the 3, trying to reestablish, or sorry, the 9. He's trying to reestablish the 9, but they're not mining yet. And tanks are en route to ruin the boys' day. Oh, God. Deja vu. Deja vu.
That's the thing. I mean, I didn't see exactly how long these weren't mining for, but that's huge. Neblime's been spending every mineral he's been getting, and like look at his base. He's quite a healthy factory count. So to be losing that much mining is huge.
Yep, and in the meantime, Cremice has also finished another plus attack upgrade for his mech, so he's 2-1 against Neb's, I believe, 0-3. So, you know, that +2 attack is still gonna shred the 0 plating of Neblime pretty well. Like you said, 2 shots kill a tank. So Cremice is up there with his own plating as well. This is kind of that stream of units here that's gonna lead to something decisive going on here, at least in old TBT fashion. A decisive stranglehold on this region. Can
Cremice, this is a horrible attack. Just bad. +3 attack of Neblime.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Like he had the hardware. He had the hardware, but I don't think the engagement was quite right. But maybe he just has enough stuff.
He just needs to attack literally anywhere else besides that base. I'm sorry if I'm getting upset here, but still, okay, he broke through.
Yeah.
But still, the amount of supply he lost was crucial. Okay, he probably will win just because he had literally 80 supply to throw in there.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, the natural's wide open, the main's wide open.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like this map region was super, super relevant for Neblime to hold. Maybe it's worth just throwing what you got at him, but at the same time, what does it cost? The 3 o'clock shutdown. So now, like, there's no gas until he can establish that 6, which is a nice little thing. Cremice taking that 6 that he had previously cleared out of Neblime. Neblime sees the economic conclusion and taps out. So, damn.
Wow.
GG.
Long TVTs.
Yeah.
That game, I don't even, that's a nuts game. I don't even know where to begin with that. I think Neblime, he played really well.
Yeah.
He made a huge mistake with his attack. And then he played really well from there to come back into the game a couple times. I felt like he had it. He did everything right, but he still couldn't overcome that initial supply lead that Cremice got from that.
If you look at some of these score tabs, like, it's uncanny how close they were for a long game where bases were traded left and right, right? Like, they both spent within 1,000 of each other. And the units, they produced within 10 units of each other. Like, pretty close matchup, these two. We're heading now, and it was close. But we're heading to a game 3. I wonder what map Neblime picked. Now, game 3 has that potential to pull out something a little bit tricky here. How are you feeling, Gorg? I mean, that was, oops, let me switch it to, there we go. So, a long TVT, I feel like it was educational though, what you had mentioned regarding some of the expansion choices, the upgrades, you know, like, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like we were a little bit critical of Cremice, but he ends up winning, right? Is there something to that? You know, sometimes it's like the old convention says in ZVZ, get muta armor. But there are contexts and scenarios where muta attack can actually, you know, get more value for the time that it takes upgrading and the resource that you spent doing. I wonder if the plating had anything to do with it, because eventually he gets his own +2 attack, and Neb has no plating.
Yeah, I think like my kind of just, you know, shooting from the hip analysis for that game was really Neblime played it better in a lot of ways. Like he's on time with most everything. Cremice was played really well too, but Neblime played it extraordinarily well, especially with his upgrades being on time. And it just came down to a lot of his attacks didn't work. Like I thought, even beyond that first attack that failed, a couple of his drops did absolutely nothing. So Cremice got the upper hand in a couple of fights. And TVT, even though I do feel like Neblime was playing better, doing air quotes, better.
Right.
That Cremice, he won the engagements, and then it doesn't matter that he was down 2 attack upgrades. He can just kind of like pound a square peg into a round hole, if you know what I'm saying. Like especially up a top corner. Like he threw, it was he was maxed.
Your first reaction was, this is a bad attack. And
well,
yet,
he had 80 supply to throw in there.
Yeah.
I mean, if this was anything of a close game, that would be a game-ending mistake. But since he had so much extra supply, it was just he was able to do it. Like he had the supply lead.
Yeah, I feel you. So that sometimes you have games that kind of defy convention, and if you can do that enough times at a high enough level, you end up defying the meta. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we get to see shifts in Brood War in general. And that's what sort of keeps it so exciting. This concept that sort of anything can work. Some things work really well, really consistently. That becomes meta. But kind of, sort of anything can work. I liked a lot of what I saw from Neblime, but maybe if I had to go back, I would say that ill-fated Doom drop, that was really kind of like a rough trade that led to nothing for him. And then that allowed Cremice to move his tanks and stuff down through the 6 into the mineral third, which was sort of like the femoral artery of Neblime's whole expansion pattern. It was important to him. So yeah, we'll see what's going on game 3. Neb chose Fighting Spirit. Are you good to go?
I'm sorry, I need to take like a 60-second break, man.
No problem. Hey, do your thing, man. It's all good. We'll wait for Gord to come on back. And I'm just going to keep casting because I don't even have a bladder. No, I'm just playing. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. You're watching Chess Z and Gorgonoth. Want to see my apartment? I've got hold on. Ta-da! I've got like a couch over there. I've got a kitchen. Oh, gee. You know what? I don't know. When Rem is here, maybe we'll just... I don't know. When Rem is here, I'm going to have to think of like a good setup. So make sure you guys tune in live next Tuesday. The first CPL meetup in person. Coach Pupil League. Bringing people together. Myself versus Rem. A ZVT showdown. The story is we were matched up this week 3. By the way, what's really going on, Peace on a Snipe? What's really going on? How you matched me up against 2 of my teammates, my former teammates? I'm not about that life, man. Come on, man. Anyway, so we got matched up again, and we both decided to forfeit this week and raise the stakes to a best of 7 coming up on Tuesday. So I'll take the L. I'll take the L.
Back.
And yeah, so.
Okay.
You back?
I am back.
Okay, we're good.
Those
Cool.
TVTs tired me out a little bit.
Dude, I feel you. Like, if I had known the races, I would have ordered our games a little bit differently. I think Flash and Boss Ross are going to cast a little bit later tonight. Maybe around, like, I think they said... I don't know. Can you... Flash and or Boss Ross, can you just DM me what time you were thinking?
I thought I saw 8:30 Pacific time.
So 11:30 Eastern.
Yeah, right. I'm pretty sure that's what I saw. Could be wrong.
Okay. Okay. 8:30 PST suggested by Boss. Okay, cool. So I've got the floor until 11:30, huh? It's like a few hours from now. Okay, dude. You know what? If you got a roll, it's all good. Maybe I'll call in a ringer. Maybe I'll rock it solo. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'll even get that greasy boy Endymion in here. Oh wait. Never mind. You're a greaser. Sit down. Okay, so another TV. I feel like the Terran music. It's just been like in my brain.
It's getting a little old.
The Terran music just can't stop looping. It's like being stuck in like some kind of StarCraft Chuck E. Cheese and you just hear the same songs over and over and over. But honestly, it's the best of the race's music.
Yeah.
You sound not so
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I would agree. I'd say Zerg's pretty good.
The Zerg is pretty good. You've got that like long guitar pick slide, you know, like
Yeah.
It does. Protoss is better.
Oh, dude, overlay, man.
Oh god, I fucked it up. Oh,
It's all good. Nothing happened. It's just fighting spirit, anyways.
I'm out of my element, man. I'm out of my element. Oh god. Oh. Dude.
Okay,
report
Andy's
Chesney.
saying Protoss is better. I don't know. They're all pretty good.
Yeah. But Terran's, when that like the verse or chorus theme kicks in, I feel like my APM shoots up because I'm like, fuck yeah, and I'm just going. Oh, they scout each other. Or Cremice scouts Neb. Neb heading the wrong way. Poor Neb. Gas and then Rax for Neb, scouted by Cremice. Cremice himself, same build. Neb's just a little bit cleaner, maybe, or a little bit faster. I don't know. Actually, perhaps Cremice did one more SCV and then started his Rax. But Neblime's Rax is done. First Marine's about to pop out. What's coming next for Neb? I'm gonna predict it's a factory. And oh my God! Somebody give Chesney an award. Wow, man. Jordaddy just followed me. Wow. My heart's all aflutter. Te amo, Jordaddy.
I was just gonna make a comment that I feel like Intact could become the new Jordaddy.
Yeah,
like
just like the Canadian white boy version.
Yeah, Intact. He's got to keep it up for several years to get that.
To get that title, yeah.
Yeah. No, Cremice had a SCV in Neblime's base, and since the Rax flew over it, he won't do. I was wondering if he was thinking about possibly doing a proxy fac there. Because he was saving up some minerals. His second fac was a little bit late in his main.
Okay.
I
Did
think
Neb
he was thinking
see
about
it with the floating Rax?
He did. I'm saying it's before the Rax flew over it. I think he was thinking.
Okay, I see. Maybe he's still thinking and banking on the fact that perhaps Neb didn't see it.
Okay, no, he's going out.
Okay. God, that would have been tricky.
I know that's something totally I would do.
Yeah. It looks like Neb was making a machine shop and then canceled the machine shop to get a vulture out more quickly. A chess match. 2 factory from Cremice. CC from Neb.
Yeah, Neblime never scouted.
He sent his SCV the wrong way and then brought it back. Well, let me see. No, he did.
When
he went
scouting with the vulture.
Yeah.
So this vulture from Cremice is going to come up here and going to delay the natural. Neblime's vulture is already halfway across the map. He's going to have to come up here and stop this. But this is some mining lost. Look at that Cremice. He's making a lot here.
Yeah, for sure. It looks kind of like flashes of the Pafka, but without his SCV. Oh, dude, Neblime. Pull all his boys. All the boys gotta go. Buddy system. Nope, half you go home. Split. Gotta do a split. Gotta control 1, control 1, control 2. 1A, 2A, 1A, 2A. Oh, man. Nice micro, but now he's trapped in a corner. Don't put Vulture in a corner. Oh, you know what? He died anyway, so, okay. I try to make it exciting. Just doing my best, man. Now Cremice sort of expands behind that. So we're looking pretty similar overall. Neb's up a factory. But they both have an expo going up. Vulture versus Vulture attacks here. Hard to make calls. This is what I'm kind of learning casting TVT. You know what I mean? It's kind of like I gotta wait to see a little bit what's going on. Maybe I'm just a noob and I'm not a Terran player, but
well, what we see from all these games that Cremice is doing is he's definitely investing a lot into this early pressure. A lot of vultures, like his natural's delayed. Like Neblime's natural was delayed quite a while, like maybe 30 seconds, or maybe 20, something like that. And it's still done before Cremice's. So
yeah,
that's quite a big investment here. That'll just mean that Cremice is going to have map control. Although he didn't mine up the bridge. Cremice didn't research mine, It's definitely a mistake. Should have been done by now.
Yeah, I've seen machine shops on his factories for a bit. Like, what was he going instead? I don't know, but yeah, now he's got siege and mine going at the same time. Perhaps a missed opportunity that mine was not up at the same time that run by had gone down, and now Neb looking to be a little bit. Just a little bit pushy with his own mines here. We've got Vulture versus Vulture. Neb with one of them a little bit out of position. Nice snipe from Cremice, but now Neb turns back 5 versus 4. We've got 5 Vultures versus the 4.
That
10
tray will
HP.
save him.
Jaeyoon is now hosting my stream for 123 viewers.
Whoa,
oh my
nice.
god. Jaeyoon. Hey, what a host, man. Thank you so much for that. That's I really appreciate that. Thank you for supporting the CPL. Fantastic Zerg player. Jaeyoon stream, go check him out, man. You know, I'm just a lowly noob Zerg, and I ask him questions, and he takes the time to answer them. Shout out to Jaeyoon. Thank you so much. Fantastic. We're in the middle of a TVT series. This is, for anybody who's just tuning in, Game 3 of Neblime versus Cremice. We've got the Aussie Mastermind versus, I don't know where Cremice is from, but he won the last game, so it's a good series so far. So thanks you again. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so Cremice with a really late mine, meaning that he wasn't able to mine up here and then get map control. So now that Neblime has map control, he might be able to push in because he has the superior tank count. We'll see.
We shall see, indeed. What is gonna be that move that sort of clinches it? Like, what's gonna be? You know, Cremice had that sweep through the 6 o'clock and then defending the Doom Drop from Neb. That was kind of the move. I think in a Game 3 scenario, both players are a little bit more suspicious.
What?
Nothing, dude. I just got dudes with my friends.
Intact.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay.
Well, is there any way to turn off all messages of all kinds, like messages that
yes.
friends join games? Can I do that?
I don't know. I don't know how to turn mine off.
Friends,
mine
presents, text notifications. There we go. I got a pretty good one. I did /D&D. I did do /D&D, but I still got people joining games with some creative lobby titles. I'll put it that way. Moving on. Neb going for the 3 o'clock, the aggressive expansion pattern on Fighting Spirit. Now, Neb chose this map. I would want to say that he's got a pretty specific way that he wants to play it when in these, you know, top and bottom spawn positions.
Yeah, I really like this early third from Neblime. Unlike Circuit Breakers, we got the third is very easy to hold. You got to watch out for it drops a bit more.
Right.
But you get some mines, some tanks there, you're good to go. Now we've got Neblime just slowly pushing forward, sieging up.
Yeah, this is kind of looking like a good move for Neblime here, but those 2 tanks siege in the back pick the tank of Neblime. Now Cremice with the superior tank count, at least down here in this neighborhood. And a Wraith out as well for Cremice is going to start scouting. And this could actually be quite an annoying thing for Neblime to have to defend against. Because have you seen any Goliaths from Neb? He's got 2 now at his rally, but they're not over at the 3 o'clock, ready to defend. So Neb's going to have to unsiege, do a little bit of repositioning here. We'll see what happens next. He's trying to repair that tank. SCV's like, dude, stop running away. Like, let me repair you. God, like, you're moving away. Oh, and the Vulture's on the tanks.
Yeah, Vulture's getting a nice kill. Cremice actually bled a couple of tanks earlier into this line here. Getting some mines up, very nicely done from Cremice. Nice. Although his third is not up, so Cremice has got to be a little bit worried because Neblime's third is up, and now he can start getting quite a big macro advantage.
And you know, the resources tell kind of a similar story to last game. Cremice floating a little bit more minerals than Neblime, but it looks like this time Cremice is kind of pairing that, or at least making up for that fact with some superior tactical stuff here. That one Wraith is forcing an unsiege and then kind of creating the position, but Neb is still holding this position here. It's a minefield out there, man. You gotta look out for sure. I mean, literally, it's a minefield. I'm not using that like the idiom. Like, it's a minefield. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever make like a vessel? I mean, is that just like not worth when you can pick mines at range? I don't
guess.
know. As coming from another race, I'd just be like, dude, I would just make a vessel.
The thing is, later in the game, mines start to matter less and less because the tank DPS is so quickly that when you're moving through with a ton, you generally get them down. It's only really in the earlier game when you can kind of use vultures to drag them onto enemy tanks where it's a big deal.
I see.
Cremice is taking his third. It's a bit behind, but he gets it up. And Neblime, Cremice is ahead in supply. I think, yeah, Cremice is bleeding tanks, though. He's bleeding a lot of units.
I don't know if that was a bad rally or what. I'm not sure, but this is looking like a nice kind of setup now for Neb. Now moving with flank sort of to the left-hand side, setting up kind of a vice grip on the 6 o'clock connecting path area here. Neb with just sort of the right amount of units in the right places to deny movement from Cremice. So Cremice is a little bit holed in, but you're right. He's expanded to the 6 o'clock. He's got a lot of units there as well. He's defensively mined up with turrets as well against Neblime's drops. We know Neblime's drops. Wraith still shooting away at the floating racks. It's funny, the two floating buildings kind of scouted each other out there like, saw dude. The other one's like, hey, how's your guy doing?
Yeah.
I don't know. he's chilling, okay.
And that's actually pretty big for Cremice to push that back because Cremice has dropships out. I think he's going to be trying to get a drop in there, but there's quite a few turrets up for Neblime.
Yeah. Trying to find those holes. It's hard when there's so much mine visions. Switching to Neblime's vision here real quick. Kind of like the Circuit Breaker game, he's got a lot of mines or units in the relevant areas, and that's the kind of thing that's gonna, when you have good minimap awareness, really will pay dividends for you to pick drops or move things preemptively and be more reactive when you need to be instead of reactive after the fact. Like, oh god, I got dropped. I hear some shots. Is that just the Wraith? What am I hearing? Wraith?
Yeah, it's the Wraith.
Actually, Goliath on a barracks. So kind of a tit for tat.
Okay.
Again, Cremice's barracks getting poked at by Neblime's Goliath.
And now Neblime is taking that 12 o'clock. And that's a really good call because he has map presence. Here's the thing I'm thinking though. Cremice has he's ahead in supply from Neblime, and if he actually goes in for a drop move like Neblime tried to do, I think he can push this tank force back. There's not too many, and Cremice is up in supply. Although a lot of it is in vultures, so.
Yeah, I'd kind of like to see a coordinated drop siege up maneuver from Cremice, kind of like what Neblime attempted in the last game. I think that could be a good way to sort of break out here. And maybe Cremice is thinking the same thing, loading up those drop ships. Looking for the next path. You keep an eye on the drops, okay? I'll keep an eye elsewhere, and we'll see what happens. Neb is actually kind of conscious of this possibility. He's building some turrets here. Another mine for Neb, denying that fourth. Oh, I'm just seeing a chess battle, man.
Yeah, Cremice bleeding a couple of SCVs. He didn't realize this force was here. The vulture's coming through. Oh, this is a bad angle. He's attacking. But he's going to drop here and...
Ooh. Yeah, with the
drop.
There's
some tanks in there. There we go. This is going to clean it up nicely.
Okay.
This is the thing. Neblime's army is split up into 2 different chunks here.
Yeah.
Maybe even 3. So Cremice can win these fights.
Like, what was it, like 5-6 minutes ago? I was like, oh yeah, I really like this sort of vice grip position on the pathway here. He's got units here, and he had units there. But now, Cremice has just enough to throw at Neb and loaded up some drops here. Can he clean up? Are these Wraiths gonna like pick off tanks? What is Neb really looking to trade for? Nice mining up here. Is that mine gonna... Oh, it didn't get down, the mines. And this... Okay, but the tank goes down. Oh, more connections. Neb sniping mines. Now the dropship's in trouble. That one's got 2 tanks in it and it goes down. Damn. Oh, and Cremice just drops his last tank, I guess, in a FU maneuver. I'm gonna get out of here, but... Neblime up in supply. I gotta say, like, with that reinforcing army there, Cremice... He won the battle but didn't win the war, so to speak. I'm full of idioms tonight. I don't know why they're streaming out. English teacher or something, but...
yeah, I mean, Cremice, Two things here. His attacks weren't great, and also his macro slips during battles. That's one of the things I was talking about in Neblime, is he was a bit more consistent with his production than Cremice was. Had the right number of facts. Even though I think it was a mistake in Neblime, his army was super split up, and Cremice could have taken advantage of that. Like, this force could have been swamped multiple times.
Yeah, also
the problem
the
is now
same
Neblime,
story with the upgrades. He's at 0-1 against 0-2 for Neb. So we'll see a lot of big movement come out. This is going to be the moment here. He's going to move out. He's going to try to siege up here. Sieging up a couple in the back. Is there enough to just soak against Neb's tanks here? I think so. Neb's going to lose control of his stranglehold that he had held for like 10 minutes in this game. Suddenly Cremice putting his foot down and says, dude, this is my neighborhood, man. However, Neb with a flanking force in bottom left and his rally points coming down here. Is this going to be enough? But now Cremice is sieged up, kind of protecting from all angles. Let's do the epic StarCraft Remastered zoom out here. Cremice just has enough tanks, I think.
Problem is, this is just way too late, and also Neblime with that +2 tank, you saw he was two-shotting the tanks of Cremice. And again, we got a 3k bank from Cremice during that engagement. I think, you know, Neblime's better play is going to win him this game. I don't think Cremice is going to get away back into it, because now Neblime has 4 mining bases, and he's still keeping his minerals much lower than Neblime.
Like, it seems, you know, like Cremice reaches a point every once in a while in the game where he would really fancy a trade, but doesn't maybe know the full story of the economic subtext to trying to attempt to trade at that moment in time. Because Neb is, as you said, macroing a little bit better than Cremice, and similarly accomplishing things around the map, whereas in terms of expanding, whereas Cremice struggling to find where to put his fort down. It's blocked up by mines. Neb seems to have eyes everywhere. He's got mines everywhere. And now Neb even taking the top left, so that's his fifth.
So many SCPs gonna get slaughtered. Okay, pulls a few back.
Oh, the conga line interrupted.
Here's the thing, Cremice. So his trades up here, you know, at that push out. One is it was too late. He could have done it much earlier. And second of all, it didn't accomplish much for him. Like, he lost supply in that trade, and it wasn't really giving him the opportunity to establish a base. It was just kind of just pushing forward back. Whereas if he did it earlier, he might have been able to threaten 3 o'clock.
For sure.
So,
I think this is the moment. Oh man, Neblime is moving forward with his tanks. He's walking to Season, he's got 4 dropships loaded up as well. Could this be the moment that tries to break him? You can see Neb is still kind of pretty up in supply. Nice dropping on top of him. And the siege tanks, now a big siege from Neblime all around this bridge area. And Cremice is just sort of evaporating units really quickly. I think that could have been it. That was sort of the linchpin. Great dropping and siege up movement from Neblime there to recontrol this area here. Unless Cremice has something serious going on, he's denying that top left base with his drop of his own, but those units were not there when he really needed them to supplement his defense towards his naturals. So great move for Neblime. Yeah,
that was a very nice attack. And, you know, he's up in, sorry. GG. Yeah, he's starved.
Okay, he just GG'd. Okay, well. Okay.
I'm glad you didn't drag it out more.
Okay, yeah, that seems to be the story. Okay, Neb takes it, 2-1. Well played, Neblime. Good stuff. Yeah, that was a nice attack from Not Lemon. Let's catch up on some chats here.
Puffk saying hello. We casted your game, so check out the VOD.
Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, Puffk, we you were first on the docket. Well played, sir. ND says that was a nice attack. Law, the trades would make more sense if he was macroing during the engagements. And you know what? That's kind of the story of the last 2 games as well. Both players played for a macro game, a longer game, and, you know, StarCraft is hard, but you got to do those things behind the scenes to make it happen. So, Neblime takes the series 2-1.